Welcome. In this tutorial, we will be covering UI layout compositions within Tellus Studio. To begin, ensure that you have the widget and property toolboxes open. There are three containers that are used for layouts: the UI grid layout, the UI column, and the UI row containers. Each of these containers allows you to nest other UI widgets inside them. Drag a UI row container onto your view and then resize it. Next, double-click the container to display its properties in the toolbox. Select all four anchor points. Anchoring ensures that the edges retain the same position relative to the edges of the parent when the parent is resized. Columns can be added to the row widget by modifying the column's property. By default, the property starts at 1. Notice that if you expand the row node in the hierarchy, the created child cells will be displayed. To adjust the size of the newly added columns, modify the column's width % in the toolbox. Note that each cell will start off with 100% width. Rows, columns, and grid layouts can be nested within one another. Drag a UI column widget into the center cell of the UI row. Once more, resize and anchor the column. Similar to adding columns to the UI row widget, rows can be added to the UI column widget. To do this, modify the rows property of the UI column in the toolbox. Similar to the UI row widget, expanding the UI column node in the hierarchy will show the newly created child cells. The heights of each row can be adjusted via the row height % property in the toolbox. Now that we have a layout composed, we can add an element. Drag a UI panel widget into the center column's top row. You can try resizing the panel to fit the cell. However, you'll notice that when the parent is resized, nothing happens to the panel. We can fix this with docking. Docking defines how a widget is automatically resized when its parent is resized. Double-click the panel and click the center box in the dock control. This will expand the panel to fill the parent. As you can see, the panel will now resize as the parent resizes. That's all for this tutorial, and I hope you have fun composing layouts in Tellus Studio.